Let's paint and decorate a gingerbread house today. Starting with your mop brush and some colors for the sky, I'm using white, blue, and a light green blue. I'm going to do back and forth strokes on my 11 by 14 canvas board, and I'm going to bring them down about 2/3 of the way. On the bottom half, you want to make sure you clean off your mop brush and grab some just white paint or icing for the base of your gingerbread house, and do back and forth strokes to the bottom. Now, that may look a little flat, so you can also take some of the colors from your sky and blend it in a couple different places to make it look like it has shading. I did just a hint. Now, make sure the background is dry because we're going to paint the shape of our gingerbread house. Taking the size 6 round brush, I'm going to use a light brown and white for the gingerbread color and do a line in the middle of the top part of my snow. For the sides of the house, do 2 lines going up, and notice these lines are tilted outwards ever so slightly, and then connect them at the top with a straight line. That's going to make the main part of our house, and on top of that line, we're going to make a point or a triangle to make the roof shape. That makes the entire house shape, so then fill it in with those colors, just doing up and down brush strokes until it's completely filled in. Doesn't that look like a giant cookie? Perfect. Now, before we move on though, while it's still wet, take some dark brown and let's add some shading to the roof because we are going to have an overhang of icing that's casting a shadow. Just outline it and then blend some of the dark brown down. And then so it's not too much of a crisp line, you can take some of the lighter brown and white and blend it into the bottom. Let's do the same thing to the other side of the roof. Notice I'm doing up and down brush strokes like I did to fill it in so they all go together smoothly. To make it stand out a little bit more, I'm also going to take some of that shading color and just outline both sides of my house, like that. Now let the entire thing dry so we can add some details. Starting with a smaller round brush, I'm tinting my brown with a little bit of red, and we're going to paint the shape of a door. Just make a curved shape and fill it in on the bottom middle of my house. And then I'm also going to add 2 windows. So taking the same shape as the door, I'm going to do 2 of them on either side in the middle part of my house and fill those in as well. Don't they kind of look like eyes with a screaming mouth? That's the shapes we need to start. And then dry them so we can add some more detail with some white paint. That's going to be the decorative icing. Just like the Nutcracker, there's so many different designs you could do with this white icing line. But to start, I'm going to do some shingles at the top of my roof, just doing little U shapes in a pattern. I'm going to do 4 rows of that. And let's do some dots in the center of each of those shingles as well. You can get really decorative with these white lines, but I suggest keeping them simple. I'm also going to outline my door shape and my windows as well. I kind of wish I had gotten some puffy paint that's white. That would give it a really cool 3D effect to look like icing, but that's okay. If you try it, I'd love to see it though. To make these look more like windows, don't forget doing a plus sign in each of those shapes. And then, again, make it your own with decoration. I'm going to do a simple wavy line around my door. Let's do a wavy line around my windows as well to mirror that. I mean, seriously, just pause the video and have fun decorating. There's so many different designs you could do. I looked at so many different pictures of gingerbread houses just to get an idea of different things out there. I'm going to do some fun swirls around my windows, and let's do some big swirls beside the door. Another thing a lot of people did is they put candy on the house, so I'm going to do some mints. I'm going to do a big circle just as the base of my mint, and I want 2 beside them. You could technically use a pouncer sponge if you wanted a perfect circle, or even trace like a quarter or a nickel to get that shape and fill it in. I'm just freehanding it. Let's even do a small one on the door, like a gingerbread house wreath. Little tiny mint wreath, I like that. We'll add the color then, this is just the base. Let's do more dots around the door, and oh, don't forget a doorknob, that's important. Okay. If you really want to level it up, I suggest taking a detail brush with some dark brown with a little bit of white and doing an outline of a shadow on your white icing to really make it pop. You don't have to outline the entire thing, but just certain areas where you think the light would be casting a shadow. See how that takes it into a whole different dimension, especially if you're just using paint and not puffy paint. As always, it's always up to you how much detail you do. Now we have the start to our house. Let's add the roof. Now I didn't do brown for my roof because I knew it was going to be entirely covered by icing. So take your round brush and white paint and outline the top part of your house, but have it come down off the edge a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, so you can make it wavy along the top just to look like big bits of snow on there. And so it doesn't look too flat like we did with the ground, you can add a hint of those blues from the sky into that to make it look like it's shaded. There we go. Now, did you notice we're missing something? Don't forget a chimney. Just take the color from your gingerbread and add a rectangle to one of the sides of your roof. And then you can put a chunk of snow or icing on top of that as well and add some shading. There we go. I'm going to fix up where that bottom part of the chimney is. You could keep it like this, but another popular thing people like to do is add icicles. To do that, take your detail brush and just add little lines pulling straight down from your icing on the roof. Notice they go to a point like a triangle. You can make them all different lengths. And don't worry, they are going to go over any details that are close to that point, so that's why we did those first. See how the shadow makes sense? All that icing is casting the shadow at the top part of your house. And once you get them all in there, don't forget to add a little bit of that blue from your sky for shading. I'm even going to add a couple icicles to my chimney to make that match. There's something I like about just the brown and white houses, but I do want to add colors, so let's start adding the color to our mints on the house. Taking a detail brush and some red first, you can do whatever colors you want. Start with a dot in the center of your mint. And then starting on the outside of the circle, you're going to do a curve that meets into that center point. Space each of the lines out on the outside edge and make them a curve, evenly spaced, always pulling into that center point. And that's how you make an easy mint shape. Let's add a different color to the other ones. I'm going to do orange next. Same thing, find the center point, and then make those curved lines going into that center point all the way around. I'm going to do purple on the other side, and why don't we even do a blue one for the wreath? That way we have 4 different colors to start. I like it. Now you know what we need is a walkway. I'm going to take a size 2 round brush with some brown mixed with mostly white to do a light shade of brown. I don't want them to stand out too much. And I'm going to start making amoeba shapes, not perfect circles, to look like stepping stones. Notice how my stepping stones are smaller, closer to the door, and they're going to start getting bigger as we get down towards the bottom of the canvas. I'm also spacing them out a little bit so that there is snow in between each of them. What kind of candy is this? Do you think they're marshmallows? Are they icing-covered cookies? I don't know. Use whatever color candy you want. Some people even use gumdrops to make them really bright colored. Now I'm just using a random combination of the white and the brown, but if you want to make them look a little bit more highlighted and shaded, I'm going to cover the tops of them with just a light coat of white paint. Maybe that will make them look like icing-covered cookies. Let's add a little bit of blue for shading on them as well to match all the other icing. Now, I do want to add a little bit more color, and since the stones themselves aren't super colorful, let's add some sprinkles to the grout around them. So taking a detail brush, I'm going to take all the different colors of the rainbow and add little tiny dots of color, just like sprinkles. Or I know in some places they're called hundreds and thousands, whatever you call them. Make it super colorful. Don't go overboard. I still want to see some of my snow through the sprinkles, but that's going to make it pop and tie in color from other places. Obviously, I am speeding this process up because it takes a little bit more time. Let's even add some of the sprinkles to the roof and on the chimney as well. I think that's going to tie in the color from the grout, and it actually kind of makes it look like Pop-Tarts. I am getting hungry now painting and talking about all this food, especially the sugar around Christmas time. Now let's decorate the yard. I actually do want to add some gumdrops just because they are fun colors and easy to paint. But first, before we add the color, we have to make them white so that whatever color we paint them will be that true color. I'm going to do a row of them on both sides of the house to make a fence. just doing little curved shapes. Notice the same curved shape from the door and the windows, so it ties that in. And once you have them all lined up, dry them and paint them each a different color. Since I already have the colors from the sprinkles on my plate, this is perfect. Just make them each a different color from that. Don't worry if they're not lined up perfectly even, because you can take your brush then and fix up the bottoms with a little bit more snow. And to make them pop, I'm going to take a detail brush and add a little tiny backwards C, little highlight on the top of each of them to make them look round. Let's even paint a couple random ones in the yard by themselves. I don't know what gingerbread men decorate their yards with, but I think this would be something. They can be tilted different directions, space them out. I like how that ties in the color from the fence and the sprinkles. And then don't forget to take a little brush and fix up the bottoms with a little bit of snow and add that highlight. That's a basic gingerbread house painting. You could keep it there, but let's go a step further. A lot of you also wanted to see a gingerbread man, so let's put the man that lives in the house in the yard. Start with a circle for his head using the same color we used for the house. And then add 2 curves coming down from the bottom of his head. I'm going to have it slightly off center because I want him leaning to the right a little bit. Those curves can then be turned into a long curve to make his arm. Do that to either side, almost like he's doing a jumping jack. And then fill them in. It also helps to add a little bit more white to help it coat a little bit more with all those bright colors behind him. Now, once you have that filled in, then add 2 more curves coming down from his arms to make the top part of his body. And also to make him look like he's doing a jumping jack still, add 2 lines coming off for his legs that are spaced out, and do a long wavy line underneath there to show that his one leg is in the snow and one is tilted up. Forget jumping jack, he's almost ready to do a cartwheel, he's so excited. Fill him in completely and then dry him so we can add the icing just like we did with the house. Ooh, but first don't forget a shadow. I'm gonna take a little bit of that dark brown like we did before and add just a little bit of an outline to help him stand out a little more. Now with my detail brush and white paint, add a little icing design like we did with the house. I'm gonna do a traditional gingerbread man, so just the eyes, mouth, and the little wavy lines on his neck and on his arms and legs. Don't forget some buttons. You can do them whatever color you want. I'm gonna make them red with a white outline. And then like we did with the gumdrops, just take a little bit of white and make it look like he's sticking in the snow or the icing. Now, what would a gingerbread man put in his yard? What about a candy cane? So we need something over here on this left-hand side. Just going to do a cane shape in white first. That's a little hard to see, so I'm also gonna tint it with a little bit of red. And then taking a detail brush, kind of like what we did with the mints, I'm gonna do curves going up and an angled shape all the way up to the tip of my cane. Don't worry if they're not perfect because you can always dry it and fill it in. Something I probably should have done first, let's do a little bit of a shadow underneath to make it look more three-dimensional with red and white, just a little bit. Do that first before you do the stripes, but I'm just gonna fix them up here. We actually just used candy canes in Sunday school the other day. You can tell the Christmas story with them. By turning them upside down, they make a letter J to stand for Jesus. And since he came to earth on Christmas, it points to the cross at Easter, where the red represents our sins and what he did on the cross, wiping them away white as snow. I'm actually eating a candy cane right now just because this made me hungry. And now that we have all the objects in the yard, let's add a little bit of a shadow underneath each of them. I'm just dotting on a little bit of the blue from the sky, blending it in with white as needed. And you know, I wasn't going to, but to make the gingerbread stand out even more, I'm gonna do an outline around him just to help him stand out against everything going on in this painting. It looks like joy just exploded over this picture, but that's how decorating should be when it comes to Christmas. Don't forget a color for your doorknob. I painted mine green. You can do whatever color you want. Oh, I love it. Let's take it one step further. This is optional, but I'm going to take a fine sea sponge with some white paint and just add a little bit of a frosted edge to both top edges of my painting, just bouncing in a little bit of white. And there's an easy gingerbread house painting with a gingerbread man. I hope you all enjoy this painting. Have fun with it. Really make it your own. I can't wait to see how these turn out. And have a very Merry Christmas coming up next week. Happy painting, everybody.